Guys, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take you along with me while I sew up a quilt. My husband and I went thrift shopping for my birthday, and one of the things I picked up was this bag. Now, it was my birthday, so he couldn't say no, but it was $1.50. And it is full of purples, golds, greens, and some blacks. Very Mardi Gras-ish, but more in a muted tone than typical Mardi Gras colors. But this is what I saw when I saw this bag was Mardi Gras. So we got in the car and I opened it up, and I was going to go through it in the car, but I pulled out one piece and it was a half square triangle unit. And I put it back in and I told my husband, I said, I'm going to film me making this quilt. So I'm going to let you guys follow along with me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dump all this out. I'm going to start ironing the pieces and I'm going to see what I have. And then after that, I'm going to try to figure out what I can do with all this to make a quilt top. If I have enough for the front and the back, I'll do that. But I honestly think these are scraps from a quilt that somebody else made, and I'm going to use them up and try to make something with them. So join me as I do that. I'm going to try to set up my camera somehow or another. I need to find myself a decent camera mount that will let you see above without being all wobbly. They're all so wobbly. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn all this around and let you guys see what I'm doing, how I'm sorting through everything, and figuring out what I'm going to quilt. Let you get into my brain, see how my brain works. My brain is not mathematical, unfortunately. So a lot of what I do is guesstimations. A lot of trimming down. So join me as I pour these out onto my ironing surface, iron them all up, see what I have, and figure out a quilt. Thank you guys. I'll see you just in a few seconds. Bye-bye. Okay, so here I am opening the bag, and I'm just going to sit here and take a look at this jumbled up, wrinkled mess of fabric that I have. I noticed right away that there are quite a few triangles. They're large triangles, definitely look like they've been cut off of something else. A few squares, a few large pieces, and you'll see up in the upper left-hand corner there is a black strip. There was quite a bit of those, and you're going to see where I end up using those later on in the quilt. And I'm spraying these with the now extinct Stay Flow starch that I've mixed. Lucky for me, I have 2 jugs of it, so I can use it hopefully sparingly. But anyway, so I'm spraying all these pieces, just getting them ironed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide them up by color, just so I can get an idea of the colors that I have. And here's one of those half square triangle units that I was telling you about. I actually end up finding quite a few of those, so that's pretty exciting. More triangles, more triangles. Okay, so I'm going to speed things up and just let you watch me iron in fast speed. Okay, so here you can see all the pieces. I have this mystery piece here that I have no idea what it's for. Here's a bunch of big pieces of purples. There's the blacks, the greens, and you can see all the triangles that I have. And these are some pieces that didn't go with anything, but they were in there. So I'm going to take all the triangles and I'm just going to make some half square triangle units with the black. So it's going to be a color and a black, and then that's kind of going to make my units just like those that are already done. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the sewing machine and get that done. Okay, so here I am sewing half square triangle units. You know, just typical sitting in sewing machine.
Sewing up half square triangle units, nothing exciting. But I just thought I'd let you guys see it. So I'm trying to make sure that I have at least um, an even number of each color, just so that I can make my blocks the way I want to make them. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Getting them done, getting them sewn, and I don't know why I just cut that back there. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened, but anyway, I'm not going to bore you with more sewing. So that's all I'm going to show you. Me sewing half square triangle units.
Okay, so here I am trimming the blocks down to 4.5 inches. I pulled out the blocks that were already done and they were just a tad bit over 4.5 inches. So I decided to just go with that size. So I trimmed those down to an even 4.5 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and trim these down to 4.5 inches. It seems odd that I'm going to end up wasting all this fabric, but you know, they're scraps. I'll end up doing something with them. Don't worry. But I'm going to go ahead and start trimming them down. And anyway, that's just what this is, me doing this right here. And then later on, what I do is I go ahead and I just count what I have, make sure that I have the even number that I need for each. And here you see me sawing with my rotary cutter. I need to change my blade. Don't do this, y'all. That's not safe. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and just continue trimming everything down, and then I will show you what I decided to do with these blocks. All right, so here I am cutting the solid, not the solid, but the color fabric that's going to go into the corners of my block. I'm going to cut them down 4.5 inches like I did with the block, and my arm is in the way. Uh, Yo, I do not have safe cutting practices, so do as I say and not as I do. But anyway, so here I am. I do cut with both my right and left hand. It's better than me trying to turn it around. So anyway, there you go. I really need to change this blade. I guess I didn't do that. So anyhow, so here I am cutting this, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to lay this out. So here you see my first layout, and I have the color in the corner, the solid, not the solid piece, not the half square triangle. I tried to do a variety, but in the end I ended up not being able to do that for all the blocks. And here I turn it around, and I did send this to my girls, and they voted on this orientation right here. Okay, so here you can see I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to lay out this quilt. We did decide to go with the black pointing into each other. Like I said, I sent this to my girls, and if you're new, the girls consist of my daughter and my two daughters-in-law, and they voted, and it was a 2 out of 3 vote, the blacks in the center. But I didn't like the way they looked stuck together like that. And remember those black strips that I showed you? They were cut at just a tad bit over 3 inches. So I went ahead and I realized I had enough that I could make some borders between all my little blocks. And so here I am just kind of, I don't have a design board in my new sewing room, and I really miss my design board, but here I'm just kind of laying them out on my table and figuring out if I think the black is going to look good, and I love the way that it looks as a border. I really think it makes it pop, and yeah, so works good for me. Here I am. Oh wait, here I am. I'm going to add another strip to it. There you go. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and coming up is the finished project. The borders on the outside are cut at 1.5 inches because I didn't have enough of the black, so I had to cut the sashing in half. The girls suggested that I add a purple border around it, and if I have enough purple fabric, I'll do it. It's going to have to be scrappy, and I'm not sure if I want to do that, and I really don't want to add anything other than what was in the bag originally. So the quilt is done. It is baby quilt size. So, but I love it, and I love the fact that I was able to take a bag that I bought at the thrift store for $1.50 and make a quilt top out of it. I think I have enough scraps that I can piece the back and maybe even make a binding on it. And when I'll do that, I'll let you guys see it. And but I'm thrilled. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.